So Kamala Harris spent the weekend preparing for tomorrow's presidential debate, and she happened to take a break and went to Pensie's Spice Shop. I made a video on this yesterday. Well, now there are new details that entire visit may have been staged. So the media is already covering this. Here's a headline from the Daily Kos. Kamala Harris visits Pensie's Spices in Pittsburgh. Joy erupts. Of course, they're staying on message, all about joy. So there is footage that's now being promoted online by Kamala Harris's campaign accounts. It's allegedly going viral. I'm going to play this footage for you, and then we're going to dissect the evidence that this entire interaction may have been staged for her campaign, which is really ironic because they say that Trump and Vance are the weird ones. Well, I think it's weird to stage an organic encounter with your supporters. Here's what that encounter at Pensie's Spices looked like.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We are all in this together. Yes, we are. We're gonna be fine. We are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes. Did you get some spice? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's standing strong, right? Absolutely. Yeah. That's right. Who's this? This is a relative of yours? It's a new friend.
A new friend.
Hi.
I'm a lawyer in Pittsburgh here, and I just admire your work so much. Consumer protection.
Yeah, good for
I'm
you.
protecting consumers.
Good for you. You know, that's the work I did at AG.
Yes,
That's good
yes,
stuff.
yes.
That's really good.
Here, do you want me to take it for you? Oh my god, I'm shaking. Someone take it. I did not get it. Can someone take it for me, please?
For the yellow jacket.
Okay, so everyone's crying, everyone's emotional. It's such a joyful and organic encounter. Well, Laura Loomer went down this rabbit hole and she found out that that woman in the picture, Stephanie Moore, isn't just a random person. She actually has a history of being a volunteer for the Democrat Party. In fact, on her own LinkedIn account, not only did she volunteer for Barack Obama's campaign, but she spent 4 years of her life volunteering for the Democratic Party in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this entire encounter was staged, but it really raises the question, what are the odds that a top Democrat volunteer in the state would just so happen to be where you're visiting? We're going to examine this even more. So once Stephanie Moore was called out, she made her Twitter account private. Again, doesn't prove anything, but really suspect if you have nothing to hide. Now she's also blocked not only Laura Loomer, but she's blocked any investigative journalist from following them. So Stephanie Moore, she is an attorney at East End Trial Group, and a screen recording of her public LinkedIn account has been made available. So this is her LinkedIn account, Stephanie Moore. She's now taken the picture off, but you can see that her experience matches. You know, she is a trial attorney at East End Law, keeps going on, lists all her other stuff. But here's where things get interesting. Volunteer experience. She was an Obama-Biden 2012 presidential campaign volunteer for 4 months, and then she was a volunteer for the Democratic Party for 4 years in Pennsylvania. What are the odds of that? Again, that a top Democrat volunteer would just so happen to be in this spice shop. Now, here are two scenarios that I want to bring up. So there was this previous campaign stop at a place called Dietz, and it turns out that that entire interaction was staged. So for those of you who missed it, Kamala Harris came in and she was looking for this bag of like some sort of Dorito chips or corn chips, something like that. She couldn't find it. So they took 2 takes of this. One of them, her husband finds the chips and gives it to her, and then next up, Tim Walz finds the exact same bag of chips and gives it to her, and the campaign shared both these pieces on social media. Here's what it looked like.
Doritos. Ah, Dougie, there they are. Yeah. Thank you.
I know you want.
So there you have it. Doug, her husband, finds the chips, gives it to her. If you take note of the bag, it's a red chips bag, and on the front it looks like Doritos. You see Tim Walz in the background. So this is one of the clips that they shared online of her, just doing normal people things. And a lot of Democrats on TV were making fun. Donald Trump doesn't shop for his own food. He probably has servants and assistants who get his food for him. Look at Kamala Harris. She's such a normal person. So, again, in this take, in this Dietz store, her husband gives her the chips. Well, here is another take of Tim Walz giving her the exact same bag.
You see corn nuts over there,
Isn't this
Tim?
it?
Yeah,
that's the big.
There you go.
That's funny. You see corn nuts over there?
So that created two different clips that went viral on social media and were being promoted by Kamala Harris's campaign accounts and Democratic Party accounts and just different sorts of Democrat influencers. And their message was, look at what a normal person she is, doing normal person things. Well, first of all, press, boom mics, cameras don't follow normal people to gas stations and grocery stores. Second of all, we definitely don't stage an interaction with, the husband giving one bag of chips and then your running mate giving the exact same bag of chips. I think that right there proves that Dietz store situation was staged. But there was another situation at a place called Primanti Brothers, which is a deli shop. Well, apparently, customers were kicked out of this deli shop, actors were bussed in, and they filmed Kamala Harris doing an organic visit at Primanti Brothers. And so the people who got kicked out of the deli shop, they were just eating their lunch, they got kicked out. They got so angry that they started protesting across the street, and they exposed the whole thing. Here's what that looked like.
They kicked us out of Primanti Brothers. They said it's a problem.
You are terrible people.
Tell us again, what happened at Primanti Brothers?
They kicked us out of Primanti Brothers so that they could get the paid actors inside.
Ridiculous.
There's all the paid actors.
Look at all these people. My God.
Holy hell. All these actors in these vans. They can't even afford
So
actors.
these are, those are the people, they were claiming that they were inside the shop just eating lunch. They got kicked out and they got so angry that they, put on Trump shirts and they started protesting the actors being bussed in. It sounds familiar because Kamala Harris has been accused of bussing in supporters to her rallies to make it appear like the rallies are full. So there have been all these allegations. So what I'm saying here is it's completely reasonable, right? It is possible that this Stephanie Moore could have organically been at Penzeys Spice Shop, right? Totally could have happened. But because Kamala Harris has a history of staging events, we now know that at Sheetz and that at Primanti Brothers, two different locations, she staged those interactions. So is it possible that she staged this interaction? And, maybe Stephanie isn't an actor, but they brought in someone who they knew would be a supporter of Kamala Harris. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that was an organic encounter at Penzeys? Or based on this history of staging events, do you think it's totally reasonable that, hey, maybe this was staged and they brought in people like Stephanie? Not making any accusations. I'm just saying that there is a pattern of behavior here. And it's worth asking this question, right? Because Kamala is saying that, she is the campaign of joy, the campaign of transparency and honesty and organic grassroots movement. Well, then why are you having to stage everything? And if you are staging things and then presenting these events and these interactions with normal voters as organic, does that not, expose your character or lack thereof? I think it does. And here's the thing. It's not just who was at this event. It's where this happened. So Penzeys Spice Shop, where this happened, apparently they're anti-Republican. So this is Penzeys. I personally took this screenshot myself. You can see I put the red arrows there. They have a section on their website called About Republicans. And then in 2022, they hosted this weekend on Martin Luther King Day, Republicans Are Racist Weekend. Cheese off racists for free. Any 1/2 cup jar of your choice, free. This is true. I did not make that up. In fact, the Daily Mail had an entire expose on this. Penzi Spice's CEO sparks fury by renaming MLK Day Republicans Are Racist Weekend in letter to customers just 2 weeks after branding the GOP the #1 threat to this country. And then on top of that, here's a screenshot. You can zoom in if you want to. You can pause this if you want to read the About Republicans page. They claim there's no hate in any of this. And they claim that now they're serving Republicans. I think it's because of all the backlash that they got. But okay, so I think my point is here. Kamala Harris has a history of staging interactions. Sheetz, Pimento Brothers, Stephanie Moore, who was at this Penzi Spice Shop, has a history of volunteering for the Democrat Party, and then Penzi's itself is known for being anti-Republican and aggressively anti-Republican. So, to me, I think that indicates that this could have been a staged event. As always, my analysis, my commentary, and I would love to know yours in the comments below. Do you think this was staged? And if so, do you think it exposes Kamala's character? And do you think it really raises, I think it raises red flags, because if they're willing to do this on the campaign, are they willing to stage or fake or inflate, let's say the jobs reports? Are they willing to manufacture how the economy is doing? If you do these things on the campaign trail, it's really indicative of how you would run the country as a leader, right? We wouldn't trust someone to be CEO of a company if they had this moral character. So I think, we don't know much about Kamala's policies because she's refused to put them on her website. Apparently now she's put them on her website, but it's obviously watered down because, as Bernie Sanders recently said, I believe just yesterday, she's flip-flopping to try to appear more moderate so she can win the election. But yes, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask, but it really does help me in the algorithm to reach more viewers like you. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.